Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Friday. We got 11 matchups on this NBA slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action today. And go ahead and sign up with Bro Throw, guys. Love to have you guys join my free private betting group on the app. Great place to bet with friends. The best single bet lines on the, in sports betting, you're going to get the best returns. So go ahead and check out Bro Throw. Yeah, we'll hop in it. Busier slate today as we head into the weekend. 11 matchups, starting with the Chicago Bulls versus the Washington Wizards. Wizards opening up as a 1.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 223.5. Both teams coming into this 1-0, 1-0 covering the spread. No Zach LaVine for the Bulls here. Don't really see any injuries for the Wizards. Bulls coming off that Miami win, and then the Wizards coming off that Pacers win. No LaVine, that definitely does hurt a little bit here. And Washington looked good in their debut. Go to the Bulls getting a nice win over the Heat. And definitely going to hurt with no LaVine. And so I think I'm going to take the Wizards at home here. No LaVine. Wizards look pretty good. Porzingis, Beal played well. Only a 1.5 point spread, so it's pretty much a pick 'em here. I'm gonna take the home team. I'm gonna roll with the Wizards at home. Next matchup, we got the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Charlotte Hornets. Pelicans opening up as a 6-point road favorite with the over/under at 230.5. Both teams coming into this game 1-0, 1-0 covering the spread. Don't really see any major injuries. Cody Martin is out for Charlotte. That's the only real injury there. Pelicans coming off that huge 130-108 win against Brooklyn. Charlotte coming off that 129-102 win over San Antonio. So both teams coming off some big wins here. Pelicans 6-0 covering against Charlotte. And Zion looked really good in his debut for the Pelicans. That team played very well. I mean, they they really did beat up on the Nets. And Charlotte played well too here. So this one's a tough one here. No LaMelo Ball for a while. And I just like what I saw from the Pelicans. Maybe not in love with the spread all that much here. But I do like the Pelicans on the road. For spread's sake, we will take them -6, but definitely I like them more as a money line play because I do think Charlotte could probably cover at home. So we'll take Pelicans on the road here. Next matchup, we got the San Antonio Spurs versus the Indiana Pacers. Pacers opening up as a 3-point home favorite with the over/under at 231. Both teams coming into this 0-1, 0-1 covering the spread. No Miles Turner or Daniel Tice for the Pacers. Spurs coming off that Charlotte loss, and then the Pacers coming off that loss to the Wizards. I mean, not a matchup I'm in love with. This one really could go either way here. Both teams taking some pretty bad losses in their opener. Spurs definitely had a much bigger loss. I want to take a shot with the Spurs +3 on the road. Kind of an ugly matchup here. And we'll take the 3 points with the Spurs on the road here. Next matchup, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. Celtics opening up as a 2.5 point road favorite with the over/under at 219. Boston coming into this 1-0, 1-0 covering the spread. The Heat 0-1, 0-1 covering the spread. No Oladipo for Miami still. Boston coming off that 126-117 win against Philly. Miami coming off that 8-point loss against the Bulls. Boston 4-2 in their last 6 against Miami. 5-1 covering on the road against Miami. Yeah, only a 2.5 point spread. Love what I saw out of Boston in the opener. I mean, man, they played phenomenal. And Heat, losing to the Bulls in their opener, being favorites. And I think I'm going to take Boston on the road here. Next matchup, we got the Detroit Pistons versus the New York Knicks. Knicks opening up as a 6.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 217.5. Detroit coming into this 1-0. 0-1 covering the spread. The Knicks 0-1. 1-0 covering the spread. No Alec Burks, Livers, or Bagley for Detroit. And then no Quentin Grimes for New York. Detroit coming off that 113-109 win against Orlando. The Knicks coming off that 3-point overtime loss against Memphis. Detroit on an 8-game losing streak against the Knicks here. 1-7 covering against the Knicks. So they just haven't been able to beat the Knicks. And so yeah, I like the Knicks at home to bounce back off the loss. They've been the better head-to-head team. And Detroit just has not been able to beat the Knicks here. Not in love with that 6.5 point spread, to be honest here. So do what you want with the spread, but we'll take the Knicks at home. All right, next matchup, we got the Orlando Magic versus the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks opening up as an 8.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 222. Orlando coming into this 0-1. 0-1 covering the spread. The Hawks 1-0. 0-1 covering the spread. Orlando, no Gary Harris, Isaac Fultz, or Wagner. Cole Anthony is questionable. No Bogdan Bogdanovic for Atlanta. Orlando coming off that Detroit loss. And then Atlanta coming off that 10-point Houston win. The Magic 1-6 straight up against Atlanta. 1-5 covering against Atlanta. So haven't really played that well against the Hawks here. And yeah, I like the Hawks at home. These are mainly parlay additions here. 8.5 points. I don't know. Seems a little bit much. It was a very close game last game against Houston. And, Orlando showed a lot of fight last game. Banchero played very well, too. But we'll take a shot with the Hawks at home here and then do what you want with that spread. Next matchup, we got the Toronto Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets. Nets opening up as home favorites at -2.5. With the over-under at 226. The Raptors coming into this 1-0. 1-0 covering the spread. The Nets 0-1. 0-1 covering the spread. No Otto Porter Jr. for the Raptors. And then no Seth Curry for this game. Looks like Joe Harris is good to go here, so that's a big addition for the Nets. Toronto coming off that 3-point win against Cleveland. Brooklyn coming off that horrible 130-108 loss against the Pelicans here. Toronto 14-4 against Brooklyn. 5-0 covering on the road against Brooklyn here. Yeah, just not impressed with what I saw with Brooklyn. A lot of talent, and they just did not really mesh well in the opener. And Raptors played pretty well in their opener here, and we'll take the Raptors +2.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Houston Rockets. Memphis opening up as a 2.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 230.5. Memphis coming into this 1-0. 0-1 covering the spread. Houston 0-1. 0-1 covering the spread here. Looks like, no Danny Green, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson, or Zaire Williams for Memphis. And then no Jay Shante or Ty Washington for the Rockets. Memphis coming off that 3-point overtime win against the Knicks. And Houston coming off that 10-point loss against Atlanta. Memphis 5-1 in their last 6 against Houston. Yeah, I like Memphis. John Morant, spectacular in the opener. The team played very well despite the injuries. We'll take Memphis -5.5 and money line on the road. All right, next matchup, we got the Utah Jazz versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota opening up as an 8.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 228.5. Jazz coming into this 1-0. 1-0 covering the spread. Minnesota also 1-0. 0-1 covering the spread. Don't see any injuries in this matchup here. Utah coming off that big 123-102 win against Denver, big underdog win. And Minnesota coming off that that OKC win. Yeah, I think this is a lot of points here. Utah a bit surprising with the big win over Denver. I think Utah the roster doesn't look amazing for Utah. I think they might be surprising this year, and I think they're going to get a lot of covers, because people are probably already counting them out. But still got some talented people on that team, even though they're kind of in a rebuild mode. But 8.5 points here, and Minnesota didn't cover in the last game here, and we'll take the 8.5 points with the Jazz on the road. Next matchup, we got the Denver Nuggets versus the Golden State Warriors. Warriors opening up as a 5.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 229.5. Denver coming into this 0-1, 0-1 covering the spread. The Warriors 1-0, 1-0 covering the spread. No injuries for Denver here. No Iguodala or Patrick Baldwin Jr. for the Warriors. And we're coming off that horrible loss against Utah in their opener. Then Golden State coming off a great win against the Lakers in their opener. Denver just 1-5 in their last 6 against Golden State. Yeah, I love what I saw at Golden State. I mean, man, they just have shooters all over the floor. It's going to be tough for Denver to keep up. And, they struggled against the Jazz here. They're probably going to struggle against the Warriors. Give me Warriors minus 5.5 and money line at home. And then the last matchup, we got the Phoenix Suns versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Suns opening up as a 4.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 224.5. Suns coming into this 1-0, 0-1 covering the spread. Portland 1-0, 1-0 covering the spread. Don't really see any injuries here. No Gary Payton for Portland. Phoenix coming off that 107-105 win against Dallas. Then Portland coming off that 7-point win against Sacramento. Phoenix 6-1 in their last 7 against Portland. 9-3 covering against Portland. Pretty even matchup here, but I think I gotta take Phoenix minus 4.5 and money line on the road. Got a crazy comeback against the Mavs, a game they really should have lost, but the Mavs kind of blew it in that game. But I like the Suns a little bit more in this matchup here, so we'll take Suns on the road. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Friday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good one.